Alright, so yesterday Capcom released two new Vocation showcases. It was a short fighter and thief Vocation spotlight, and man does it look amazing with just the right amount of weight to the different attacks. One of my favorite assassin skills, Masterful Kill, is actually back, and it's amazing to see more of our assassin skills return in the sequel. We also see how your thief class can enchant your own daggers now with a follow-up attack that looks absolutely badass. And that makes me wonder if maybe other classes like the fighter, which actually are able to wield maces this time around, would also get some skills from the Mystic Knight Vocation. And part of me says it's actually not that far-fetched to think we could see the Mystic Knight return in some form in Dragon's Dogma 2. One thing we probably have seen before in their showcases is that our fighter finally are able to dodge roll in combat. It was a mechanic in the first game reserved to only your dagger-wielding vocations, and it's pretty nice seeing this getting introduced for your fighter as well. We also see this new skill here that reminds me of the Brave's Raid attack we got in Didion, and it's definitely packing a punch able to stagger the ogre here pretty easily. It feels like this won't give us any iframes though, just from how the attack looks. Now in the beginning of the video, we see this strange blurry focus effect around the fighter. I'm not sure what this is, but it's interesting if we get some Warcry or Adrenaline Rush skills for the fighter, making you even tankier in combat. Another mechanic we probably have seen before in other showcases is the ability to perform rolling attacks and running attacks with most melee vocations. And that brings me to this video I stumbled upon last week, uploaded by Bike Boy. This video is in Japanese, and although it doesn't have a lot of views compared to the other videos we have seen so far, the gameplay is really enjoyable to watch. So give the video some love if you can, and let's take a closer look at some of the new features showcased here. So the video starts with the player in town about to start a quest, and I just had to show this part here where we get reminded pawns are still not perfect and can pull off funny shit like this. Just look at him standing there shooting magic bolts at that door. I'm glad pawns are gonna be meme-worthy in the sequel as well. Here we see a short glimpse of how the water looks, and yeah, the brine is back to prevent us from swimming again, but hey, maybe we can fight the brine in some big boss battle this time around. I mean, who knows what Itsuna have cooked up for us at this point. After the Warfare showcase, everything is possible, to be honest. We see this little flip the archer performs when climbing up here, which is a nice touch for this nimble vocation. But it's when he starts combat we see some really cool mechanics showcased. It looks like the archer is performing a finishing move here, sliding into the harpy and releasing a quick shot dispatching the enemy. But at closer inspection, it's actually a running light attack. But in this clip later in the fight, he's actually performing a nice little finishing move here with a heavy attack. I mean, look at that little step before the kick, it looks badass. In this fighter clip we see something interesting. Not only is that sorcerer evading all his attacks casually, but she just blocks him with a short-range force field, very similar to the core heavy attack skill Magic Billow from the first game. Looking at the datasheet made by Pinecon, we see that this is actually a new skill that stores up magic before unleashing it in a powerful burst that explodes sometime after connecting with the target. It also looks like this skill will be altered with different enchantments, so looking forward to how that plays out. Here we see the running attack for the fighter, and also how goblins are able to throw some huge rocks at you this time around. I mean, look at that size, this goblin must be a menace at the gym. Also, it's pretty fun to see how the Arisen just easily breaks it into pieces with his sword swing here. In this next clip we see that boars no longer are docile animals, and here it's actually knocking down both his pawns with a charge attack. Right after we see how this goblin is getting pushed into the rocks, and the impact actually knocks him down to the ground. Small mechanics like this just bring immersion to another level for me, and it just makes me realize how much effort Itsuna and the team have put into making the world as realistic as possible. Here we see some goblin-friendly fire, and I think it's the first time I've seen a standing finisher for the thief vocation. It looks pretty sick. Here's the grounded version, and the jumping finisher straight out of your Assassin's Creed. Love to see it. We also see some neat collision detection when running into obstacles on the ground, which again flows really natural, and it's great to see this implemented in the sequel. I'm gonna leave you guys with this griffin fight. It looks amazing, and the player is showcasing the thief vocation really well here.